Okay, you've seen the thing. Let's try to drive this thing. Now I have to say, before we get too comfortable and go on a nice, cozy drive, this car right now is not in a nice, cozy driving mode, so to speak. There's something going on with it that I haven't been able to pinpoint exactly, but occasionally while driving, doesn't matter if you're going 2 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour, the car will just shut off. So we'll see what happens. Okay, now that we're properly cruising, fingers crossed, I'd like to introduce you to my 1989 5-speed manual Isuzu Trooper. And this is a bit of a dream car for me. I've had it for 4 years now, going on 5, and this was actually, growing up, the same exact car that my family had. It was the same color. It was maybe a couple years earlier than this, but for the most part, the model and the build is the exact same that I grew up in. This was probably the car that I came back from the hospital after my mom gave birth to me in, and I had so many great memories in this car that I've always wanted another one. And I just happened to find one on Facebook Marketplace that fit all the parameters I was looking for in this car, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it ever since. Now, as I mentioned, there has been this mystery thing where it shuts off on its own. And this started back in June, and I do work on this car myself. Mainly things like I've changed the alternator, I've changed the slave cylinder, a couple other, like, I wouldn't say major repairs, but I've done them on my own. And when it comes to like cars just shutting down, it's a little bit out of my jurisdiction for understanding, but there's such an amazing Isuzu Trooper like community. So there's people who live locally who are like, I'll come over and we'll do a compression test and we'll do this and we'll do that and we'll try to figure it out. So it's really cool to know that there's people like out there trying to keep these cars alive and on the road. And my goal is to have this car in my life for the rest of my life. Like, this is gonna just be my car forever. And with that said, like, there are grand scheme master plans that I have for it. Like, I'd like to repaint the outside. I'd like to work on the interior a little bit and just like get all these little engine gremlins out. And the end goal for this car is to be my daily driver for the rest of my life. Like, I don't need any other car than this. I'll probably get like a little commuter car to get to work, but for like my main car, this is it. I don't want anything else. Something I find really lacking in modern cars is the lack of character. And I'm one of those guys, I just really do not like modern cars. It's hard for me to even think about getting a new car because I can't even think of one that I would like to own. There's just, yeah, lack of character, lack of originality. You go to a parking lot and all the cars look exactly the same. And what happened to windows? Where'd windows go? I mean, look at how roomy this place feels, even with it being like a really narrow little car. And I don't know where I am right now. I'm in Yakult Burn State Forest. So let's continue and hope the car doesn't just shut off on its own. Something crazy happened. So I don't know if crazy is the word, maybe this is rather normal around here, but I pull over to get some shots of the Trooper on the side of the road, and where I stopped there was just like carcass after carcass after carcass after carcass. Really at this point it was just bones, like, oh, here's some bones under me. but it's like it must be a dumping ground for like deer bodies. I was gonna film more of it, but as soon as I pulled over to get out and take pictures and film, I got like one shot from across the street, but this truck just came and parked right next to me. Like this, I don't know what they were doing. I scooted out of there with the Trooper, but I guess this is gonna be the end of this video because my battery's dying. I don't really know what else to say other than, yeah, that's my car. Here it is right here. Well, bam! It also just started downpouring on this beautiful misty winter afternoon. But that's gonna wrap this video up. I don't really know what else to say other than, yeah, that was like an interesting twist with seeing all those bones there. I got to use my 18mm lens today, which was cool because this car is so narrow, so I got some wide shots with that. But this is my car. I love it. I will do maybe a more detailed video about it at some point. Maybe I will take you on an adventure of doing some repairs with it. I don't know if you guys are into that kind of content, but